Hi guys, welcome to Reforged Armies. My name's Sam, and I'm going to try something a little bit new today, Slapchop. So I've got a model ready. It needs to be spray painted black, and then we're going to do a couple of dry brushes. I've watched a couple of videos and I feel like a great result is if you dry brush a grey and then a white. And that'll hopefully give us the color depth we're looking for. Slapchop's a bit polarizing because a lot of people talk about it as, say, cheating on your models. That's what we've been doing this whole channel. To paint a miniature is the goal. How you get there, what style you get there, doesn't really matter. We want to see the models painted. And so we're going to jump on the bandwagon. We're going to see if we can actually paint a Slapchop Ultramarine today. I chose this model because it was really close to my heart. This was one of the original Primaris releases at the very start of the Primaris line. If I can find the photo, I'll show you what we first saw back in probably 2017, where we all thought it was a fake leak. We thought it was a kit bash, and actually it was a real leak of a model. We were so shocked that it was more of a true scale Space Marine. Ended up being the Primaris line. This model is a Ultramarines Lieutenant with mastercrafted Stalker bolt rifle. What you can see is the 50-50 mix of Telesar blue and contrast medium. I decided to go for this mix because I didn't want all the color from the highlighting to be lost. And you can still see a lot of the white there. This is honestly the first time I've done it, like I said, so God knows if this is right or not. I didn't want to lose too much of the white. I think it's looking okay. We can see the volume. Bit concerned about the shoulder pads so far. I'm going to use some of that Apothecary white on the helmet because it is a veteran character after all. Some more contrast, and we're going the Black Templar for the weapons. We're going to do all the casings for both weapons. Gunslinger guy, he's an absolute beast. And the ribs on his armor, just to make it a little bit cohesive. We don't want to add too many colors. Honestly, I'm really liking it so far. Really interesting process because we're going to mix contrast with acrylics. You can see now that we're going into the acrylics. We've got the Retributor Gold, the absolute classic Retributor Gold. We do want to, like I said, make this a cool leader character. And so we're going to just do a lot of the trimming. It is Ultramarine, so the trimming's gold anyway. But we want to really make the trimmings up. Adding a few pops of red to the helmet lenses and the purity seal. And a touch of Iron Hand steel to the bottom of the gun casings, just to give it that metal look and contrast. If the question is, does the gold ever finish on an Ultramarines detailed model? The answer is no. So we'll finish off the gold, then move into trying to freehand some just extra details. I think we can all agree, looking at the freehand, that maybe I should have just avoided it, but I saw other people do it and do a great job, and I thought I'd try my hand. You can be the judge. We'll finish the gold by covering it with Agric's Earthshade, and then, God forbid, we're going to tackle the face. I actually sat here for ages, too worried to actually start this face. Faces are incredibly hard. And then I looked at a few YouTube videos. I ended up at Duncan Rhodes' YouTube panel, and he had one that has a lot of the colors that I already have, 3 different Games Workshop colors, and it just builds up a few different layers. So obviously we've hit the face with the Bugman's Glow and the Griffin Sepia wash, and now we're just going to let it dry. So we're going back to add some of that known oil detail just to make these weapons pop. I'm honestly terrified of the face. Every time I do a face, I do a terrible job, so I'm being super patient, and I've really thinned my paints down considerably.
I'm just trying to leave a little bit of depth there, so you can see I'm kind of dodging the eyes, and I'm leaving a line at the hairline, just to try and build some of that definition in. For the eyes, I just didn't even attempt it. We're just gonna add a couple of lines of brown just to pretend like we've done eyes. The shadows will trick people. While we've got the brown out, may as well hit the weapons. So just to build the levels up on the gold a little bit, we're going to add some more of the retributed gold, and then we're going to highlight again with some silver, and that'll really make it pop. This is a leader unit, so we'll probably take a little bit extra just to make this model stand out. Honestly, we want to look at it ourselves and think it looks great, so there's no harm in going a little bit over what we usually would. So about 90% of the way through the process now. I'm reflecting on the model and I'm reasonably happy. I've never tried this. So stoked about the face, particularly because that's probably the best face I've done in a long time, and it just reminds me that I can do something. We've got 10th around the corner, and honestly, this is just motivating to pump out a few Ultramarines. Definitely, what I might do is add at least a couple more Ultramarines sergeants, maybe some characters in this kind of style. It was super easy in the scheme of things. I think all up this model took around 2 hours. This Armageddon dust is going to be a sandy look. Obviously, once you've applied the Armageddon dust, you need to let it dry. And so I'm just going to go back, and I've looked at the helmet a few times, and it's just not white enough for my liking. You see in the codex, the helmets are blisteringly white. I'm just going to go back with some acrylics and whiten it up. The Apothecary white is a great paint. It does have a lot of grey in it, and I really want this helmet particularly to be very, very white, because that's how they portray it in all the codexes. So I'm just going to hit it with a couple more layers of white. Thinking that the basing is pretty boring, so I've just got a couple of pieces from a random impulsor. I'm just going to add them there to bring up the volume. We can add a little bit more of the Armageddon dust just to make it look like these pieces are actually, he's walking over them. If we do that with all the models, then you can really build that thematic battle scene with a lot less effort. So with the black, I kind of just chose black because it would be easy. You can choose whichever. I wanted it to stand out a little bit. And again, we want to go for that depth. So we're just going to add a couple of different layers of gray just to build up those depths on the model. We don't need to spend too much time on it because we're going to cover it with grass tufts, and it's just there to trick the eye a little bit and give it that a little bit of extra detail. The star of the show is going to be this yellow contrast. Once it dries, it really changes the look of the base, and with a little bit of dry brushing, you can really go to that sandy desert look quite quickly. If we hit the black, that's no worries, because we actually want to make that look like it's been there for a long time as well. The star of the show, as always, Gamer's grass tufts. Can't go past them. Let's put as many as we can bloody fit on this thing. Look at that. Now it looks like we're in the desert. And again, it tricks your eyes.
Thanks so much for joining me, everybody. What do you think? To be honest, I haven't actually filmed the video, so maybe this is a bit premature. Let's go film the video. Warriors, thanks so much for joining me. I'm Sam. You've been my loyal supporters, and I hope you continue supporting me. Subscribe if you haven't already. Show me that support. If you liked this video, hit the like button. If you have some great ideas, some criticisms, I want to hear those too. I really want to know what you thought I could have improved. I really want to know what you got out of this video. I really want to know what you liked in this video. Mostly, I'm just glad you're here. So thanks again, and have a great evening.